Joomla 3 ships with a product called Bootstrap version 2 as part of its core. Bootstrap is a responsive design framework that is a separate open source project that ships all by itself quite independently of Joomla, but Joomla's chosen to incorporate it for building out the look of many of its templates, which control the way the website looks. Bootstrap 2 is not the most recent version of Bootstrap. It's a few years old at this point, but that is what is incorporated inside of Joomla 3. If you'd like to learn more about Bootstrap 2, you can watch my course Up and Running with Bootstrap 2, which will walk you through the HTML and CSS required to work with Bootstrap 2 and the way a website looks. I also have a course called Templating with Joomla 3 in Bootstrap that will walk you through the process of creating your own custom template and your own custom look for Joomla. But the impact of Bootstrap on Joomla itself, the way we have it installed now, is what I wanted to go through with you. So this default look that we have here for Joomla is called the Protostar template. So this is just the default look that comes with Joomla, and we can change it, and we will in my next course. But for right now, I wanted to just take a quick peek at this and show you what happens when Bootstrap is incorporated inside of one of these websites. So right now, my recording size here is about 1368 pixels, so quite wide. And you can see the way the site looks here. This is the way it would look on a typical desktop computer. If I start to make this screen smaller, simply by pulling in the sizes of the screen, notice how the website here is going to resize a bit as I hit various points along the way. These are called breakpoints in responsive design. So you see how the website sort of jumps and reorganizes itself a little bit. So that was one breakpoint, and if I make it a little bit smaller still, we get to another breakpoint here. And you'll see how now we're starting to rearrange the order of things here on the page. So rather than having a series of columns on the page like this, we now have things stacked on top of each other like this. And that's great because this works really well on a phone, as you can imagine. If I had a very narrow browser window like this would be a great way to view this website on a phone, whereas this is much preferred looking at a website on a big monitor. That's great for the front end. How about the back end of the website? So here's my back end of the website. This is also built using Bootstrap 2. And as I make the screen smaller, you're going to see the same kind of breakpoint thing in action here. Okay, so there we go. When you hit that key breakpoint, notice how different this administrator screen looks compared to what you were just looking at. So before it was like this, and there were columns, and there was stuff going on, and now when I make this really small, all of a sudden, all of that has gone away. Where did everything go? Well, the menus are located here behind the hamburger button. So if you click the hamburger button here, you'll notice that we have those same main menu items. They're still available to us. And in fact, the sub-navigation is available as you click on those items or roll over them here with the mouse. We have all of that left column information here. And then we have the center information underneath all of that. So the point of showing you all of this is the following. If you happen to be following along with me and your administrator screen looks wildly different than what I'm showing you in the videos, this is most likely your problem. You most likely have your browser window trimmed down to a very narrow width, or at least narrow enough that Bootstrap has rearranged the elements on the web page. If you just stretch your window open a little bit wider, your look of your administrator screen should be the same as mine, and you should be able to continue to follow along with me.